100,000 people a year move out of big cities and into surrounding towns. So for a property developer, the commuter belt is a great place to be. But if there's lots of other developers trying to impress the commuter market, your property really needs to stand out. But that's not always easy.
In my head, you just go in, you pull the wallpaper off, you throw a few walls up, you decorate, and that's it done. I had absolutely no idea of what I was taking on, none at all.
Welcome to Wellingborough, Northamptonshire. Wellingborough is just 50 minutes north of London, and property prices are just half what they are in the city. It's a popular spot with commuters, and I can think of worse places to kick-start a career in property developing. A couple of years ago, Wellingborough was named as a potential property hotspot. Since then, big-name developers have been flooding in to cash in on the lucrative commuter market. Property prices are rising steadily, and locals Thomas Alcindor and Jane Hodgkinson have decided they want a piece of the action. Thomas is a plumber with some building experience, and Jane manages a nightclub. They've invested all their savings in this three-bedroom terrace so they can make a name for themselves as property developers.
This is going to be my full-time job. You know, I'm not going to be a slave to the wage or to a mortgage. I want to be able to, you know, plan my days to what I want to do.
Nothing is going to be left, you know, half done or unfinished or corners cut. It will all be done to the top spec. If we don't believe we can do something, then there is no way that we would even attempt it. We are confident that this development is going to come off and it's going to be a complete success.
For absolute beginners, this is a good choice of first development, as it's structurally sound and a manageable size. This is a typical Victorian terrace layout. On the ground floor, there's a kitchen and a downstairs loo in a small rear extension. At the front of the house, there are two really good-sized reception rooms. Up on the first floor, there's a large master bedroom, two further double bedrooms, and a small family bathroom. Making this house stand out from the crowd is going to take a lot of work and some careful planning. I want to know exactly what they have in mind.
Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
Come on in. I'm Jane. Nice to meet you.
I'm Thomas.
Hi, nice to meet you. So what made you decide to buy this house then?
Well, I just loved how old it was and how dated it is inside, and I knew we could pull it round and make it look really nice.
So what are you going to do to make this house stand out from the others then?
Well, we're going to put some real stunning features in it that's going to, you know, blow you away.
We're going to spend a bit more money, make it a bit more luxurious, so it just stands out from anything else that's on the market in this town.
What do you reckon it'll cost you, this development?
Well, I think, well, with my background and my knowledge on building, it should cost about £7,500.
That includes the fees, though.
Including the fees?
Yeah.
That's
For the whole house?
For the whole house.
£7,500 for everything?
For everything.
Absolutely everything.
And you seem really, really confident
We're
about
very, very confident about this.
Very.
Yes,
really
most definitely.
confident. And that definitely is all you're going to spend?
Hopefully it will be. It may be less.
You must be very handy.
Yes.
He is very handy.
But no one is that handy. They bought their property for £91,500. They have an incredible budget of just £7,500. They're determined to break the local ceiling prices, selling the house for £130,000, leaving them with a tasty profit of £31,000. But with such a minuscule budget, I do hope they have minuscule plans. So what's going to happen in these two rooms then?
Right. Basically, with this room, we're going to make this into a family area.
We're going to make this into a nice archway and a nice shaped...
A shaped archway?
Yes, yeah. Yes, we are. So it opens it...
What kind of shape?
Well, it's like an Indian curtain shape.
No.
Yes.
Seriously?
Serious, yeah. So it's going to look stunning.
You have £1,000 on this development, so when you do spend money, you have to spend it in areas that are really going to be a selling point to your market. So do you spend the money on a fancy Arabian archway, it's not actually adding any value.
We want to do something different. We want it to stand out and, you know, something that catches the eye.
And that it will do.
Yes.
What else in here?
Well, there's this gorgeous cupboard here. I love it. I think take these panels off, strip it down. It'll be lovely, stained.
I hate it. I hate this cupboard with a passion. It just reminds me of a coffin.
I'm afraid I'm taking sides here, and I'm with you.
Yeah, strip back. It's
because the thing is here, once you've taken those bits of hardboard off, you'll love it. I promise you will. You're right.
Yes, you're
You take the hardboard off the front, and this is a really old, in fact, you'll see from the inside.
Yeah.
It's going to be an old panelled cupboard. I think this is great. And it's not only the cupboard they don't agree on.
Right, with the kitchen, I'm going to let Thomas say because it's his baby.
What I'm going to try and do is make it more inviting to men. What I'm going to try and get in this kitchen is I was going to make an island in the middle.
Yeah, I'm dead set against this.
With the island, you can sit around it, you can, you know, prepare meals and look eye to eye, and, you know, it brings you people together. You know.
So you have an island here, will you?
Yeah,
That's
a
what
small island.
And the table to eat will be in that.
In there, yes, that's right.
See, I like the idea of being able to sit and have the kitchen as a communal place and somewhere that you want to be and you can share things, but the thought of having something right in the middle of the kitchen this size, I just think it's going to close it down too much.
I'm really glad that I don't have to always take sides on the same side, because you're wrong and you're right this time. Yeah, no, I'm afraid personally, I'd go with you, Jen. I just don't think this is a big enough kitchen to have an island. And you limit the flexibility of the space. I think you have to be very careful not to get too carried away with what you want in this kitchen. And actually what you want in the rest of the house as well. Thomas and Jane have endless plans for this house. To make the kitchen bigger, they're planning to knock through to the downstairs loo and cupboard. Fits and French doors at the back, units all the way down both sides, and a man-friendly island in the middle. The double reception room is also having French doors, and an Arabian arch will separate the two rooms. And as if that isn't enough, Thomas and Jane also want to take out the stairs and move them forward to create extra space for a home office underneath. Upstairs, they're set on having a bigger bathroom, so are sacrificing the third double bedroom in order to fit one in. They will then remove the chimney breast and extend the old bathroom into the corridor. But this new room will still only be big enough for a single bed. It's a lot of work, and much of it is completely unnecessary, and there's absolutely no way they're going to get it all done within their £7,500 budget. I couldn't do this project myself. I've done lots and lots of houses like this. I couldn't do it for less than sort of £45,000.
Right.
I mean, after fees, it's £5,000 on all the materials, all the building work, all the labelling, everything on this development.
I have some mates in the profession, and we just recently took a trip to Las Vegas, and instead of gambling for money, we gambled for days, and you know, my mates are owing me 11, 12 days labour, and they will be coming in and helping me.
The plot thickens. Thomas's poker skills have won him 12 days free labour from his builder friends, and he's about to cash it all in. I think getting your mates involved is incredibly risky.
No, we have been friends for a long time, and you know, our word is our bond with us all.
But it's a big gamble. Thomas and Jane think they can transform this house in 12 weeks with just 12 days free labour and £7,500. It's a ludicrous notion, and if they don't get their sale price, they stand to make a loss. If I was doing this development, I would keep it simple. I would open up the kitchen and put in French doors. This kitchen isn't big enough for an island, but if they want to make an area to sit at, they could cut back on the units, which would make space for a table and chairs in front of the French windows. Always a good idea in a development. In the reception rooms, all they need to do is redecorate. And a home office is a good idea, but there's absolutely no need to move the stairs. Upstairs, the bathroom is tiny, Just putting a curve on the wall would be a cheaper option for creating better space. And then they can keep the back bedroom where it is, so the house still has 3 double bedrooms. But after talking through my suggestions, they've got some pretty strong views.
There's certain things that we're absolutely set on that there is no way Sarah could change our minds on. I mean, like the shape of the archway, there is nothing she can say that would, you know, change our minds on that. The attention to detail, the finish, everything is going to make this something special. And because it's something special, it is going to achieve the top end of the market. And, you know, that is our total intention. It has been from the beginning, and it will be till the end.
Plumber Thomas and nightclub manager Jane have taken their first step in property developing. They want to turn this rundown terrace into a top-spec family home.
Oh, what a difference.
How can you hide something as nice as that?
With Thomas project managing and labouring on site, and Jane as the beautiful assistant, they hope to get by on a magical budget of £7,500. And a little help from their friends. Thomas is a card shark, and on a recent trip to Vegas, he beat some of his builder friends at poker. They now owe him 12 days free labour, and he's going to cash them in on this development.
It's nothing official, it's nothing written down, it's sort of like a gentleman's agreement sort of thing.
He'd do the same for us. So when a day comes, a day's going to be a full day's work. It's not going to be, oh, we've done 3 hours this day, 3 hours that. We'll just generalise on it and say, this is a good day's work, there you go, your day's been paid back.
The settlement of a gambling debt isn't the best footing for a property development, and this is one of the most original budgets I've ever seen. They're banking on 12 days free labour worth around £2,500 to get the bulk of the work done. For the kitchen and bathroom, they've put aside £1,250. All building materials, including stairs, windows and doors, £2,000. They've got paint, flooring and curtains at £1,000. The garden is going to cost them another £250, with a grossly inadequate contingency of £500, and fees and stamp duty of £2,500. Their total budget comes in at just £7,500. Thomas and Jane have bought a great property in a great location, although I think their plans are far too ambitious for their budget. But the project is off to a flying start, and Thomas starts cashing in his free labour to get the structural work going.
If I had it my way, I'd do this 24 hours, but, you know, I need some sleep. So, yeah, I am very happy with the way things are going.
Upstairs, they're taking out the chimney breast to make room for the new extended bedroom. But while Thomas couldn't be happier with the way things are going, one person is feeling a little left out.
At the moment, they all seem to know what they're doing. All the builders and Thomas and everybody seem to know what they're doing. But what I don't want to happen is for me to feel like I'm putting all this effort in and to get to the end of it and not feel like I've had any kind of success in it because everything that I've thought or felt has been pushed to one side.
So while Jane feels sidelined and continues stripping wallpaper upstairs, downstairs the lads are fitting the steels to support the Arabian arch.
1, 2, 3, up!
Opening up these rooms is the right thing to do, but they should scrap the Arabian arch. It's a ridiculous idea that will strain their budget. And I'm not the only one with reservations.
I think Thomas has been a little naive when it comes to working out his budget. There's a lot more work involved. I think he'll probably spend 10 to 15,000, 3 times over the budget.
If they do spend 3 times their budget, they will halve their profit. Property development is all about making money, but Thomas and Jane seem to think it's about changing layout. It's not, and their plans to swap the small double bedroom and the bathroom means they'll end up with a tiny single. But Thomas is determined to plough ahead at a cost of hundreds of pounds. They're now 2 weeks into the project and the upstairs layout is taking shape. Thomas is pleased with the result.
Yeah, definitely happy that we swapped 2 rooms. I think you've got the best of both worlds. Because, like, now you've got a nice-sized bathroom and a nice-sized bedroom.
He might think it's a nice-sized bedroom, but I want one last go at convincing them otherwise.
No, this is their bedroom.
Right.
We've stuck to our original plan.
Stuck to your guns with it.
We have stuck to our guns with this.
This is a family house as well. You know, they may be children, and this is a nice size for children. A child's bedroom, a nursery.
I think it's time. Let's go and see the bathroom then. It's a lovely, lovely light room.
Yeah, we like, I mean, the window, we just think that makes all the difference, so I'm really pleased with the way that that's gone.
Are you going to make the windows smaller in here? Because
Yes, so you're moving the toilet back, the window up and the toilet back, so we can have a toilet just down there.
So you have just a window at the top?
Yeah.
That's the whole point. That's what I think is such a shame. You've got this lovely window with this great view. It's going to be out over the garden. It's really lovely and light. You could have a really good-sized bedroom in here with this great view.
My way, you have 2, double bedrooms. All right, you've got a small bathroom, but small bedroom, but you've got a lovely big bathroom.
Yeah,
with a lovely big shower in it.
To me, having a double bedroom is more important than having a big bathroom.
But why? Why?
Because I think it gives you flexibility of who can live here. In property developing terms, flexibility adds value. And that's what Thomas and Jane should be concentrating on. Keep your bedrooms as big as you possibly can. Bedroom space is nearly always more valuable than bathroom space. And double bedrooms are much more valuable than single bedrooms. The only time it's worthwhile losing bedroom space for bathroom space is if you don't already have a bathroom upstairs. This will generally add value to a property, but a bathroom in a Victorian terrace doesn't need to be huge. The average one in the UK is no bigger than a king-size bed. If you are lucky enough to have a large master bedroom, an ensuite shower room is worth considering. The smallest workable shower basin and loo space is 2 metres by just under a metre. Always run your ideas past local estate agents as they can tell you which layout your market demands. But Thomas and Jane think they've done their research and don't believe this back bedroom could be a double. But I know it can easily be done. Move this wall back 1.5 foot, so you'd have a bed.
You've got wardrobe or anything else.
Okay. So then you'd have a bed there.
Yeah.
And then you have a wardrobe here. I tell you what, I've done this layout on this sort of house so many times. We've done so many developments with exactly this layout of house, because this is a standard Victorian terrace layout. And we've done it this way and we've done it the other way, and I know that having this as a bedroom is more successful in terms of coming to sell it.
I know what you're saying. I know you've probably done it a million times, but I am totally, I mean, even with drawing on the floor, I am totally not convinced.
I think it would fundamentally be a better solution. I tell you what you need to do is go round to a local estate agent and look at how much houses with 2 doubles and a single are worth and how much houses with 3 double bedrooms are worth, and there will be a difference. 2 days later, Thomas and Jane have at last taken my advice and are getting a second opinion on their layout. This is legwork they should have done weeks ago.
I was wondering, what's the
Well-
difference in price?
Okay, well, basically, I think the saleability is going to be better with the 3 double bedrooms, because obviously you're going to appeal to a wider marketplace. Will probably make a difference in the region of around £5,000.
So people don't necessarily want a large bathroom, even though they're a family and you've got many of them.
No, it's. I find that, normally the accommodation is more important. The amount of time spent in the bathroom, compared to the time that's spent in the bedroom is obviously, minimal.
Okay, and you still think even with a very small kind of double bedroom it would make a difference of £5,000?
Yeah, I think the saleability is going to be better.
Okay. All right.
That would be my advice, basically.
This is not what they wanted to hear.
Having a bigger bathroom, a lot of people have said to me, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
So how can he just say no?
He's going on what he believes to be true based on the fact that every property he's ever seen has got the bathroom there, and you can't, you know, so he's not seen it the other way around. How can you make a judgment if you haven't sold a house like that?
But I can't understand, you know, he wants... I think they want everybody to live in, you know, something that they can sell and they can, you know, they can market, they, you know...
Or they know how to market,
yeah.
The whole idea is to create a property that local estate agents know how to market. Sticking to their layout, they are kissing goodbye to £5,000. But bizarrely, they plough ahead regardless. And this lovely bedroom window is replaced by a tiny bathroom one. By the end of the day, both rooms have new windows, and now there's no going back. Four weeks in, and Thomas and Jane are making another unnecessary change. They want to take out the old traditional staircase in order to fit a home office underneath. A home office is not a bad idea, as this will appeal to Wellingborough's young professional families. 8 million people are now working from home, and the demand for home offices has never been higher. Putting one in will also help them compete with the new build developers who are tailoring their properties with this particular market in mind. But Thomas and Jane are convinced they need to move their stairs to fit their home office in. They don't, and it will be a waste of another £500.
What I bought is some really brilliant office furniture, because this fits under the stairs at the moment, and if you don't move the stairs, you can have a home office under the stairs as it is, and save the money, and have an original feature. Marvellous! Well done! This is the home office. And obviously this isn't bespoke, and you could get one that was bespoke, but you can have your entire home office here. It's just to prove that you can fit a really clever office into a really small space. I think that's quite cool.
That's a lovely piece of furniture, but that to me looks cramped. It looks like it's squashed in, and even if you moved it over a bit, it still looks...
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I'm not suggesting you use a freestanding piece of furniture. I'm just showing that in this space you can have a home office. Now, if you build it, it's going to be even better, because you'll have shelves all the way up here, you can have doors that slide, that open back on themselves, stools that come out. And this is it's absolutely amazing how much you can fit into a small space when you're talking about home office. I've got a home office at home, which is about this space, and in a lot of the developments that I do, I put home offices in that are smaller than this, and they have everything you need.
With a little bit of vision and some shopping around, they could achieve a fantastic home office in the space they have available. Furniture manufacturers now sell modular office systems designed in the same way as fitted kitchens, with a number of ready-made units to choose from. Flexibility is the key. Rather than devoting an entire room to an office, use a fold-away design which allows a room to revert back to its original use. But don't forget, a home office is purely a lifestyle accessory. Don't restructure layout around one. Fit one into space you have available. In Wellingborough, Thomas and Jane remain unconvinced.
The last thing I would want is people to sit in there and feel like they're in some kind of box. I
Yeah.
want them to feel like it's an extension of the room,
Yeah.
but it's out the way so you're not tripping over the furniture.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to build the stairs from scratch and there weren't any stairs there,
Yeah.
I'd agree with you. But I still think that to actually move the stairs, move the head height here as you come up the stairs, move the banisters, move the spindles, change all of that just for a little bit of extra head height when you're not even going to walk under stairs seems unnecessary to me.
Well, I feel like it is necessary, and it's something that, you know, we have looked into and worked out days for. And it can be done within the time and the budget.
If they continue doing unnecessary work, Thomas and Jane are going to run out of money and free labour days before this project is even halfway through. After sleeping on it, Thomas and Jane are not budging. The old stairs are ripped out. And the new ones brought forward.
Look, we've got a fantastic landing and all this space.
If you had a cat, I'd swing it now.
Yeah, that is brilliant. That's exactly what I wanted.
5 weeks into the development, Thomas's 12 free labour days are long gone. Which means he's doing more of the labouring and Jane more of the running around. The relationship is under huge strain and tensions are fraying.
3 metres.
Yeah, but like I know, just looking at something, it's 3 metres, I knew it was wrong and I sent it back.
If you knew it was wrong, so you sent it back, yeah, but you brought it back out. He's done you twice.
Yeah, but I can't say by eye line. Who am I to stand there and say, oh, no, that's not 3 metres. I didn't have a tape measure.
Look, mistakes have been made, yeah?
And I asked for the correct stuff. Is it my fault that they're too stupid to get it right?
Look, they've been really good with us so far.
Yeah,
so
I'm not debating that. I'm trying to do the right thing. And it just seems to go wrong when I do it. You know, when I try and help or something, it just seems to go wrong, and it is a learning curve. And, you know, to him, it's not helping any situation if I have to keep redoing stuff or re-going and getting stuff because I don't know enough, but I don't know what else to do.
As far as I'm concerned, Jane is one of the people who's on site and is here to do a job. I've shouted at her because I like things to be done professionally. Jane is not that person. She still thinks that we can keep a social level. And, you know, it hasn't happened. You know, this is business. The other's pleasure.
I'm tired. I'm really, really tired. I've literally had no idea of how stressful and how much was involved.
Thomas and Jane want to turn this 3-bedroom terraced house into a young professional family's dream home. They're 9 weeks into what was a 12-week development, but it's taking longer than they thought.
Now, by this stage, really, we should have been decorating. And that's where we wanted to be. We wanted to be decorating, and we're not.
They set out with a tiny budget of just £7,500, 12 days free labour from friends, and the notion that property developing would be a lot easier than this.
I don't know what I expected. I really don't know what I expected. In my head, I must live in some fantasy land, because when I took this on, I was just, you know, in my head, you just go in, you pull the wallpaper off, you throw a few walls up, you decorate, and that's it, done. I had absolutely no idea of what I was taking on, none at all.
They've used up their 12 free labour days and completely spent their £5,000 building budget. So to get the property done, they're now having to cut back on their plans.
You were going to have an Arabian kind of opening here.
Yeah.
Has that gone?
It has gone. It is a vision that I like, but it's personal, and it's like...
And it would cost extra money to do, for what purpose, really? So.
Yeah. And your other kind of extra bits that you were doing have gone a bit by the wayside at this stage.
Yeah,
is that because of budget?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like one of the biggest things is, although I'm doing a lot of labouring myself, and I've got my friends who are coming in and doing it still eats.
We never accounted for the amount of stuff that you need and how little bits and pieces just add up.
Yeah.
It just, you know, before you know it, you're into big figures on small items.
Well, this is the thing. I think this is one of the things that people underestimate a lot. And I have a lot of people who talk to me and they say, oh, I've got the money for the kitchen and I've got the money for the bath and the loo and the basin and that's it, really. That's my budget. And you think, well, actually, there is a kind of massive lump of other miscellaneous items that you can't put into a schedule.
Originally, we were like, oh, we'll do this, 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 this and this. And when you start to do it, you realise that adding all the twiddly bits, they don't necessarily make that the house that people want to buy.
I would absolutely agree with the fact that what you want to do with the development is you produce a sound, solid structure that's well made, well finished, and you're better off doing less well than having a million twiddly bits and a terrible finish. How is this house going to stand apart, do you think, from the others? Because that was your main point, wasn't it, that you were going to make it
I think the quality,
different.
the things that we were going to do were individual, and they were going to make it different, but it will be different anyway, just because of pure quality.
Yeah, I agree.
It's incredibly important for Jane and Thomas to make this development stand out from others around them. If they'd checked out the competition before they started, they'd have discovered that for just £25,000 more than what they're going to be asking, you could buy a brand new house around the corner with a garage, ensuite bathroom and kitchen diner. To stand any chance of making any money on this development, they need to concentrate on the bones of the house. 9 weeks in and their entire budget has gone, and they're now relying entirely on favours from sympathetic friends, which in real terms would have cost them thousands. But surprisingly, they're still as confident as ever.
We originally thought that we were going to make 31,000 profit. I think we're probably going to go over budget by 3,000 to 4,000, which will cut that down to about 26, 27.
That's if we sell it for what?
That's if we only sell it for 130.
Yeah.
What we're hoping is that if we make it more luxurious, it will now go for around about 135. So, you know, we're hoping we've done things that will either just get us back that money or maybe make a little bit more.
This is a really common error, raising the house price to make up for a rising budget. The danger is, next time around, they'll make exactly the same mistakes again. They've already spotted a potential next development, but they're still totally unrealistic about their figures. It's a semi-detached house on the market for £112,000.
Quite a nice size.
It's not in bad condition, but I can't see a profit margin in it.
As soon as you walk in, it feels very homely. It's, you know, it doesn't need much work doing to it.
I think. What do you reckon it would cost you to do the work that needs doing?
Well, I think, you know, in the region of about 8,000.
Do you?
Yeah, 8,000. It doesn't need that much doing, I don't think.
No, because it's already got basic heating in there, so you could do that. It's just a case of decorating, which we could pretty much do ourselves.
I can't see how you could do this, right? You need a new kitchen, new bathroom, new boiler, you need to redecorate the entire house, you need to do the back and front gardens. You'd need to be spending £15,000, £20,000 minimum. Is £8,000 still assuming you get free labour?
No, £8,000 is me, you know, doing it this time by myself.
I mean, the timescale won't need to be as tight as this time because we're on to the second one, we'll have money by and whatever. We don't need to be, you know, Thomas can take longer on it.
If you're going to do more simple refurbishments, which are effectively cosmetic, you're going to find it more difficult to make a profit, therefore you're going to have to turn more properties over quicker, so you're always still going to be up against it. I think there is a misconception that you just go out and say, please can I have an unmodernised house with a 15% profit margin, please, in it, to any estate agent. They'll say, yeah, here's 4. Do you want to choose between them? It's not like that.
No, definitely
So, you know, that's why it's hard.
Yeah.
Thankfully, after our visit, Thomas and Jane have decided this isn't the right development for them. However, back on site, having dropped many of their special features, the challenge is now to make this development stand out. Thomas thinks he has the answer.
I want to put some nice colours in here. I think it will help sell it if we've got some nice colours. Not so much boring colours. No magnolias. I don't want magnolias, but Jane is saying that's what she wants, the plain colours. We're spending, on average, an hour and a half on an argument about colours.
So, in a last-ditch attempt to agree on something, Thomas and Jane are buying the paint together.
Purple just isn't doing it for me because it's like, if it is, it needs to be a lighter shade than that. And the archway as well, purple. I just think it's going to be too much.
That's your personal choice.
Yeah, but
don't you think we can, you know, show the house off better, having different colour? I think we can.
Can we tone down, if we do that one, I mean, I'm just looking, right, if you put those two together...
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? That's the clash.
Okay.
Can we tone that down a little bit? I mean, if we did something like that,
Okay.
That doesn't clash as much, whereas that just is... Ooh.
I think they need to do more than tone it down. Thomas's colours are individual, but will make this property stand out in entirely the wrong way.
Gosh, it's very bright, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't pick that one.
You didn't? Is that Thomas's?
That's Thomas' colour.
So you've got bright yellow, and then in here you've got quite a bright green.
Yes.
What other colours are you going to use then?
We've got like a lilac and a white on opposite walls in the second bedroom, and then the master bedroom is again like a version of a yellowy, orangey colour. So
upstairs you've got lilac, yellow, bright yellow, and green. Ooh. What colour are you going to be painting the hallway and this sitting room?
Well, the hallway's going to be a gold, soft goldy colour, but the living room, I've had a change of mind. I was going to be painting it lilac.
What's it going to be now?
Well, we're toking it right down. We've got the colours down here.
Oh, right, yeah. Let's see.
So, it will be stone.
Although this colour will work well in the reception room, they've still got problems.
You have to think about the fact you walk from one room into another room, and the effect of one colour on another colour, or one colour. If you can see into two rooms and you can see a hallway, you're actually seeing three colours. So you have to, and then if you've got a different colour for the door frames, which you have here, they're wood, so you're going to have pine, and then three colours all together. So I think you need to think about that.
I feel that there is continuity in colours anyway. I mean, I think we've got a lot, although there is upstairs, there is, like you say, there's some green, there's some purple. In the main, it's kind of the warm, yellowy or orangey colours that are followed through in a lot of rooms in the house.
The more colours you use, the more likely you are to hit on the one colour someone doesn't like.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you do go with a strong colour, go with a colour that most people are probably going to like.
Yeah.
Like a lovely green. And I think the bathroom's a lovely colour. But I'd be tempted to just go with the stone everywhere and then have a green bathroom, so that's like... It's got some character and it's got some depth to it. I just don't think this house is big enough to carry more than 2 or 3 colours.
Last year, Magnolia was the nation's biggest selling paint, which proves it's a safe choice. But you can be neutral and have more fun using soft tones. Link rooms by using one colour which can lead the eye through, making the most of your sight lines. If you're determined to make a statement, keep it to just 1 or 2 rooms you want to highlight, and the rest neutral. Help make your whole house work together by keeping all the woodwork the same neutral colour, for instance an off-white. Fortunately in Wellingborough, Thomas and Jane have agreed to keep the reception rooms and hallway one colour. The question now is which one?
That's too much. It's a choice between just the stone on its own and stone with a bit of yellow, but... which just gives it a bit of a tinge, but honestly, I think it's stone for a reason. And you definitely don't want to go with the 2 different colours, one in the hallway.
No. Yeah, I think it's just stone. I like just stone.
Just stone.
This development started 12 weeks ago. It should be finished, but looks far from ready. Thomas and Jane have spent a lot of money in areas they hope will make their house stand out. But will they get the £135,000 they need to secure their profit?
I would value property at £118,000.
After 15 weeks hard graft, Thomas Alcindor and Jane Hodgkinson have finally finished the house. This once dated, run-down terrace has been totally transformed into a really spacious family home. They've really opened up the downstairs, which is now flooded with natural light. And to my relief, there's no sign of an Arabian arch. The home office under the stairs works really well. It will be a great selling feature. but it was crazy to take out the stairs and move the new ones forward to get it in. It was a waste of £500, and to me the new stairs another patch on the old original ones. The kitchen now looks fantastic, and the French windows have made all the difference. It's great there's no island, but they could have added real value here by having less units and putting a small table and chairs by the doors. Although downstairs is largely a success, I think upstairs could let this house down.
I mean, you know what I think about the layout? I still believe it would have been better to have a smaller bathroom and a nice big bedroom at the back of the house, because this room is a single and really there's nowhere to fit a wardrobe.
It's just a child's room, and children are going to be in and out of the bedroom so quickly.
The other sadness about having the bedroom here is that you've lost the view over the garden, which you would have had from the bedroom at the back of the house, and now you've got quite a small window, which actually all you can see is the side of a house.
Well, it's one of those things, you got to, crack a few eggs to make an omelette. That's one of the things we lost, so...
You lost the view?
Yeah.
Jane and Thomas have really tried hard to give this house personality, but I think these colours might give it a little bit too much of their personality.
It's a lovely big room, and I mean, nobody's going to come into this house and think, what a shame it's such a big bathroom.
I think, we've achieved what we wanted to, as it's a family house. It's a lovely big bathroom, just a separate, shower cubicle.
For what we've lost a view and gained a massive bathroom with everything in it, so I think what we've gained has made it worth it.
I think the thing is, people don't expect in a 3-bedroom house to have a big enough bathroom to have a separate shower, and that's no bad thing, but a third double bedroom in a family house is more likely to add value than having a third single bedroom and a separate shower.
But that's the whole point, is that this is supposed to be different from anything else on the market. We wanted to create something that was special, something that was luxurious, and a third double bedroom would have been the same as everything else.
This room is lovely, but whatever Jane says, swapping the bathroom and bedroom won't actually help their asking price, and it costs them an extra £900.
Have you found it quite stressful doing this?
We've fallen out. We have had numerous arguments.
Has there ever been a moment where you thought it might be our relationship that actually falls by the wayside because of this development?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? It's been that bad?
Yeah.
Your original budget was £7,500, and I think when I talked to you first about it, you said you felt it would come in at that or less. It didn't, did it?
No.
No.
But you've overspent in a lot of areas,
yes,
which I don't think means necessarily that you've done anything wrong. It just means the original budget was nonsense.
Yeah.
How much did you end up spending on the project?
18 including fees.
Yeah.
So it's gone £10,500.
That's where the worry
over
came
budget.
in, yeah.
The other thing I have to mention at this point is that I've seen a good 35 people give you an odd 3 days help on average. So that's over 100 days that you've had of free labour on this development from your friends. And 100 free days, it's going to be around 20,000 because that's what it costs. The next development will cost you £20,000 more.
Originally, there was nothing in their budget for labour. Thomas had won 12 days from his friends, but I think he's had nearer 105 free days. And they've also paid £1,705 for additional labouring. The kitchen and bathroom went from £1,250 to £5,766. Building materials more than doubled to £4,587. Paint, flooring and curtains came in under by £3. The garden was only £14 over at £264. And with mortgage payments, the fees totalled £4,660. This makes their final total £17,979, which is still incredibly low. Thomas and Jane originally wanted a sale price of £130,000, but having spent more on the house, now hope to get £135,000.
Oh, wow. This is much wider than I would normally expect to see.
I think the office area is a good idea. It's something which you don't normally find. Quite a small room, and I think probably would have been better off keeping a far more neutral colour in here.
Oh, gorgeous. I'm not a particular fan of purple.
Certainly has a wow effect. In my opinion, I would value property at £118,000.
I would put this property on the market for £124,950.
I think this house will be worth in the region of £120,000.
Let's talk about profit, because obviously that's the most important thing in a business. But we have had 3 estate agents in, and they valued the house at £125,000, £120,000 and £118,000.
Oh, that's a bit of a joke.
I'm having a laugh. The average of the 3 is £121,000, which would make you an £11,500 profit. Probably a bit disappointing, but at least it's still a profit.
I think, yeah, I mean, any kind of profit would have been good on this because of the experience that we've gained, but we don't need to worry about £11,500, do we, darling?
No, we don't.
We have some very good news for you, actually. Our neighbours next door have given us an offer of £129,000.
That's fantastic, 129.
Yeah.
So
it's very bizarre.
Why didn't they buy it when it was for sale when you bought it?
They did get offered it. They did get offered it
the same rate as what we did, but they just didn't have the time to do the work.
They've got their whole family living in next door, and it's too cramped for what they need. So to have the house here,
they just need more space.
They need more space.
But how ironic in a way, and how annoying for you that the reason they're buying it is because it's next door to their house. Because you probably didn't need to do a lot of the things you ended up doing, which made it as lovely as it is.
That's right. But again, this is my first one, and for years I've been training to do this, and I'm glad that I've had the opportunity.
So in actual fact, you're going to make £19,500 profit, which is an 18% return, which is brilliant from a first development and very good in this market. So you're really lucky in a way to have all the help that you had from all of your friends, because that has enabled this development to be a success.
Maybe we have been lucky at points, but we've also created our own luck as well.
Yeah. I don't entirely agree that they have created their own luck, as Thomas and Jane have only made a profit because lots of people were happy to work for free. And they have had even more luck with their neighbours, who are prepared to pay over market value for this house.
The reason we are buying this house is mainly because it's next door and everything is brand new. Like central heating, all the new wooden floor, new kitchen. The next door is the main point because then I and my whole family, we can look after each other.
So, in the end, it's not because of the luxury bathroom, home office or interior design that the neighbours have agreed to pay a premium for this house. Thomas and Jane just got lucky. Next time round will be the real test. Thomas and Jane have yet to prove that they can realistically budget and find a property with enough of a profit margin in it. That's the only way they'll really succeed, even in a potential property hotspot. Next week in South Wales, a family affair turns into a property nightmare.
I'm a little bit worried that my house is going to fall down.
Whilst I don't want you to panic, I think you should get some macros up, sort of like yesterday.